Natalia? Yes. Natalia? Yeah, here. Please call out your name. Nigel?
Yes.
Sue?
Yeah.
Sue?
Yep.
One is going to be Susan at the end of the trip.
I can be Susan.
Susan.
Susan
All right.
White.
Yeah, Susan White. Excellent.
At the start of the voyage, when the voyage crew comes aboard, the captain welcomes everybody. The permanent crew introduces themselves and there are a few basic safety instructions. After that, the adventure begins as we set sail for the great white continent.
The first part of the trip to Antarctica is the Beagle Channel. If you go from Ushuaia east, you first have to do a bit of the Beagle Channel. A perfect moment for the voyage crew to get to know the ship and also for us to prepare the ship for the Drake passage. And it's also a nice stretch where you can see quite some wildlife. You can see some seals, dolphins most often, and the birds with the albatrosses, of course. Do that during the day, so you have a nice time to also enjoy the scenery. Then at the end, it's about 8 hours sailing. Then we all prepared and then we start heading for the Drake towards Antarctica.
On a traditional sailing vessel like the Europa, with over 1,200 square meters of sail, some of the sail handling happens aloft. Voyage crew of all ages are encouraged to put on their safety harnesses and help with unfurling the sails and enjoy the view.
Okay, so usually within the first day or two of a voyage we do a climbing familiarisation with any of the trainee crew who'd like to go aloft, and before they go aloft for the first time we have to give them some safety instructions about the do's and don'ts when they climb. And for their first climb, some of the permanent crew go up with them and show them what to do and where to clip onto and how to move about the rig safely.
I have made it! Yes, up just to the first cross trees, but great fun. Bit cold though.
It was a bit scary, but glad I did it.
I was thinking at first like, okay, this is not so hard, but then I had to go like this and then I got nauseous, so next time. It's already quite good like this because I have a terrible fear of heights, so I'm okay.
When the ship leaves the Beagle Channel, we enter the Drake Passage, a stretch of open sea between South America and the Antarctic Peninsula. This is where the real sailing begins. Permanent crew and voyage crew sail the ship together. Voyage crew is responsible for helming and lookout.
Once we're at sea, the voyage crew will be in watches. 4 hours on, 8 hours off. So through 24 hours there will be a watch. And the first couple of days we'll get them up to speed a little. We'll show them how the helm works, how the compass works, and what to do on lookout. And once they're familiar and comfortable doing it, then the voyage crew sails the ship.
So it's great. It's great. You're standing at the stern here with all this sail ahead of you and the sea, and in charge of the helm. It's a great feeling, unique feeling, and it's a great concentration required, I have to say.
Really?
No, we're getting into it. We're getting into the swing slightly.
Slowly we approach Antarctica, and as we get closer, the water temperature drops dramatically.
Every day we take water temperatures, that's also for our own logbook, but every 6 hours for the Dutch Meteo Institute, the KNI. And we just did temperatures, and the water was 0.3 degrees.
It's
quite cold. I won't go for the swim.
But it's not just the water that gets colder. After crossing the Antarctic conversion zone, the whole weather pattern is changing.
We were under engine from early this morning when the wind died out and shifted to the east-southeast. Very light winds, only 5 knots. And the weather forecast predicted that this afternoon it was going to swing into the west, and it did. I noticed it by the snow coming into the bridge here. And yeah, good sign, 20 knots of breeze. We're going to prepare the sails now, up until the gallons, and we're going to have some fun in the snow.
Then, after about 4 days, where we cover over 500 nautical miles, we finally reach our destination. And after we've dropped anchor, it's time to set foot ashore and meet Antarctica's inhabitants.
It's a bit surreal, to be honest. I mean, yeah, now we're here. It's going so easy here, so now we're in between the penguins.
Breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. Just the amount of penguins here and just experience all these little animals, just amazing.
They're not even really interested in us. They come, have a little look, but then they go about their general life.
It's obvious that these penguins have no fear of humans, so it gives us a great opportunity to actually see how they live and take photographs of them if you want, but just admire them as well.
At Deception Island, we entered a caldera through a narrow entrance. This was also a perfect harbour for the whalers in the last century. The remains of these whaling stations give us a view in this tragic history.
It's a bit of an eerie feeling when you're here. Just you think about all the thousands and thousands of whales that they were processed here, because the ships, they were hunting the whales out there at sea, dragging the animals here, and they were processed on land. So imagine all this, and then we're walking all around this area, and you think about the whale populations and all this, what is happening. But well, it's part of the history. And well, I think it's okay. It's a kind of an open air museum about the whaling down here in the south.
As we leave the South Shetland Islands and set course for the Antarctic Peninsula, we land at Coverville Island, a relatively small piece of rock with a huge colony of Gen 2 penguins.
I think this place is magnificent. It was really amazing to come here through the icebergs with the Zodiac. Just amazing to be right next to them and see how far below they are stretching. This is the largest gentle penguin colony in this area, so that's also pretty impressive.
Honestly, if I had to describe this place, there's 0 words to explain any of it. It's just a place that you have to see with your own eyes. It's just nothing compares. There's absolutely nothing. Mountains in the distance, ocean. There's hardly any sound of anything at all, except for the crunching of footsteps of people. Absolutely breathtaking.
You see this?
We see orcas. We see killer whales, man. During the whole trip I was looking for whales. I saw a few of them, but only the back. But now in the second half of the journey, just to see orcas, it's a bonus. It's icing on the cake. That's a real orca.
And there's more wildlife, much more. At Dorian Bay, for instance, we encounter a Weddell seal. It looks as if this animal just sleeps and is being lazy all day. But looks can be deceiving.
These guys are pretty deep divers, so they can go down to around 600 meters easy to fish mostly. That's what they eat. And 45 minutes they can take for this dive. So imagine that's quite a long time. But then they need to rest. For every dive this deep and length, they need around a couple of hours of rest. And after a while, couple of hours, they can go back in the water, do another dive. Several dives in a row during the night, for example, and then during the day, resting a few more hours. So that's how we can see the Weddell seals.
Navigating through the icebergs and the pack ice can be challenging, and sometimes plans have to be changed. It is nature and not man that rules these waters. But Antarctica is not completely uninhabited. At Port Lockroy, for instance, there's an old British base. It was used for secret military operations during the Second World War, and after that it served as a research base. Nowadays it's a museum and a postal office.
It's actually the most visited site in Antarctica. So we have lots of visitors who come, they see the museum, they go shopping in the shop, and we have a post office here. So what happens is we cancel the mail here and it gets taken by cruise ships to the Falklands, and from there it flies with the RAF to Britain, and then it enters the Royal Mail postage system, and from there it goes all over the world. So if you post a postcard here that you're sending to Ushuaia, it'll go all the way to London first.
A beautiful spot to land on the Antarctic mainland is Neko Harbour. Here we can see many different birds and penguins. But it's also a perfect location to simply enjoy the incredible views.
This is a place where people don't exist. It's just nature. And when I look at the little ship below, I think this is the umbilical cord which attaches us to the human world. When this shouldn't be there, we couldn't survive here. It's like a cosmonaut with landing on the moon that he has no way of getting back because his craft is crashed. It's that feeling, you are so dependent on this little ship.
Yeah, this is no place for us. We can come on a nice day, but otherwise we can't stay and we have to leave pretty soon. It's probably for the best. The best place. It's not for the humans, not completely transformed by them.
It's been extraordinary. It's been forbidding. It's been lonely. It has had moments of solitude. I can understand now how people become so passionate about the place and how explorers kept coming back all the time. Before I arrived, I couldn't understand that, that somebody would keep coming back to such a cold, desolate place. But now I can, and especially on a day like today, which they would have had, days like today, which are just glorious. And it would certainly get into your blood, that's for sure. That's for sure.